Okay, today we are playing a game on Volskaya Industries because apparently we just can't escape this godforsaken hole of a map anymore. We are playing Mercy the entire way through, and this game is in gold, but it's just going into platinum, as you might be able to infer from the title. Our team for this game is Mercy, Soldier, Tracer, Diva, Zenyatta, and Reinhardt. So, a very, very average team indeed. So let's start the game. So we are attacking as Mercy, which is generally harder because Mercy doesn't really want to have to advance into people. So basically we have to be careful we don't get picked off as we try and get through the gate. We do have a Soldier that we can sit back and damage boost, which is always good. And now we're going to slowly advance our way in. We're healing this Reinhardt. We are now healing this Reinhardt at full HP, and we proceed to do so for quite a while. When you're playing a support in general, well, no, that's not true, because Zenyatta isn't the same. If you're playing Mercy or Lucio, if you are healing somebody at full HP, that's the same as your beam being turned off, or your aura being turned off, because if they're full HP, you're not healing them. So, as soon as they're full HP, you want to be damage boosting somebody, or speed boosting, because otherwise you're just kind of doing nothing. And it's already hard to carry as a support in general, Mercy more than most others, because she can't actively contribute to the fights. Well, she can, but she has to put away her staff, so, you know. So you have to be, like, as efficient as you possibly can, and just healing people at full HP is something we want to avoid. I'm gonna say that now, because this happens quite a few times throughout the game, and I'm not gonna bring it up every single time, but if you just watch for it, you'll see it, and we want to cut down on that as much as possible, basically. So Reinhardt's going in. We have managed to pick off their Soldier as we're going through the gate. Reinhardt got pinned, he didn't die. Soldier got blasted away. Now we're going in with a lot of really low HP. We don't want to be going through the gate when we got 38 HP, because that's really scary, and we do indeed just die to random things hitting us. Like, I know that you want to heal the man that's getting shot at over here, but more important than that, you don't want to die, because if you die as the support, everybody else dies, which is not really very good, because then if you die, everybody dies, because they just get poked down and die.
On fire, boys! Let's go!
Zenyatta's on fire, by the way, if you weren't up to date. So you just gotta kind of, like, wait. And you were purple as well, so it's not like you were going to get healed up very urgently, but if you just go through the gate when you've got like 40 hit points, you just die to a random thing hitting you, and we don't like that. We don't want to die. So the fight went alright in our absence. We're now damage boosting Zenyatta, because there's nobody better, really, to damage boost right there. We are healing a lot of people at full HP right now, which we want to cut down on as much as possible still. Soldier's using Tac Visor right now. We're healing him for a little bit, now he's disappeared over there. We've got fighting happening over here, so we're sticking around over here. We have managed to build up our ultimate. Zenyatta's using Transcendence, which is a grievous overreaction and not at all a productive use of company resources. But it's what he did, so whatever. So we have Resurrection built up, which is good. Tracer also has Pulse Bomb, and Reinhardt also has Earth Shatter. So realistically, we should be able to just straight snowball this point, because we have three of the most important ultimates on our team. Or we have the three most important ultimates on our team still to try and do this with. So we're going up here. It's us and Reinhardt that are going up here, and Soldier has decided that he'd rather be down there. So that's fantastic. Excellent. Yes. This is definitely We've got the two, like, long-range benefit from high ground heroes on the low ground, and then it's Mercy and Reinhardt on the high ground. This is definitely where everyone wants to be standing. So, like, we want to be poking our head over, trying to damage boost the Soldier, rather than just, like, sitting around not doing much with Reinhardt.
Run, shield down, run.
Now, right now, maybe consider rezzing the Tracer, because we just killed two of them, one of which was their Mercy. Reinhardt's also about to ult over there. Now Tac Visor's happening, though, so we just duck out of the way instead. Not too much actually happens, he only kills Diva with it. Now we're gonna go in for the res. We res the two tanks, we didn't get the Tracer. All of these ultimates are happening. This is how you play against Mercy. You wait for her to res- Oh, doesn't that feel bad? Stepped on the trap. and slowly poked to death by Anna. There, Reinhardt threw himself off the edge, which was very funny, though. That's how you play against Mercy, by the way. You wait for her to res people. If you can't kill the Mercy, which you usually can, what you do is you just ult them after she reses them, and then you kill them again. Which is exactly what we saw happen there. So, you know, we could have considered resing the Tracer, because that's more of like a tempo play, where like we killed 2 of them, so the thinking is if we res Tracer, maybe we just snowball over them, because then it's 6v4. Instead we held it, ultimates happened, we res the 2 tanks afterwards, which is standard procedure, but then we just got killed by ultimates, so it feels bad. That's the risk of Mercy, basically, that you just get killed after your res. So we're farming up our D.Va right now, now we're farming up our Reinhardt. Our Tracer has died at a very inconvenient time. Her death is incredibly staggered, so now we have to wait for her to get back before we can do anything. D.Va is just out of line of sight, so that was upsetting. Soldier's gone and thrown his life away. What we saw right there was not a legal maneuver. What did Soldier do right there? He walked through the door, just started ulting on the low ground, and then didn't even stand behind Reinhardt's shield while he was doing it. So the enemy team basically went, oh, fucking hell, look! A giant dartboard just came through the doorway, and then they killed him. How strange. So, we've lost a bunch of people, we have to wait. Tracer's gonna go kill herself, as we can see. She's trying to kill herself as we speak, in fact. Zenyatta, he wants to get in on the action. Look, there goes Tracer, accomplishing nothing, because most of our team's dead. Here's Junkrat, also performing an illegal maneuver. Thankfully, he didn't get away with it, so there is some justice in the world. So, we have killed 1 person, so we do want to try and go in right now. We've built up Resurrection, which is awesome. They probably don't have their ultimates built up again yet. So, a lot of people dead right now. Again, you maybe think about resing the Tracer right now. I think now you definitely res the Tracer, because we've just killed most of their team. So basically you'd rather just be in, like, a stronger position. But then she comes in, she reses them. Tire is happening. As soon as you hear the tire, you just break the beam immediately, because you don't want Junkrat to know where you are. As soon as you hear, get ready for a shock or fire in the hole, you just break that beam, and you start hiding. So, but anyway, tire's broken now. We don't need to be hiding right now. There's really no reason for us to be hiding, because all the things that were really gonna kill us are already gone. The tire is already gone, most of their team is gone. We can just come over and start supporting our team right now, because the risk of us dying is actually quite low now, since they're all dead. We can just go up and start damage boosting people, healing people when they get hurt, and like, we don't have to stand on the point. Our beam is still really long, we can still stand out of the way, but like, we don't need to be hiding right now. We can go up and actually just start helping them. Right now, I think you definitely res the Soldier, because you're winning this fight so heavily, and like, at this point, you're pretty unlikely to get a big res, because all of the things that were gonna wipe your team have already happened, and they didn't wipe your team. Like, they haven't built up Graviton yet, or anything like that, so the tire happened, most of them are dead. You just res this Soldier, because you just want to kill these people that are reinforcing as quickly as possible. Again, we don't need to be sitting this far back either, because we're already still winning this fight. Like, just come over here and start damage boosting somebody or healing somebody, because you don't need to be hiding. You don't hide for the sake of hiding. When you're hiding as Mercy, it's because the enemy team is coming through with their ultimates right now and they're gonna wipe your team. So you hide out of the way and then you come out and you res them. You don't just hide because you have res. You hide because danger is happening and you're waiting for the danger to pass and then you're gonna swoop in and get your play of the game. Right now we could just be over there supporting our team. So Attack Visor is currently happening. D.Va is holding Defense Matrix over his face, so he's very upset about it. Like, just go heal these people. Like, there's no need to be this timid about it, really. So Graviton is now happening. Graviton has happened. I think you definitely res the D.Va if you haven't already resed at this point, because you're still winning this fight. Like, all of the things I've already said, basically still true. Soldier is now using his Attack Visor. We should be damage boosting the Soldier so that he can kill people. Like, again, we don't need to be hiding. Like, we're hiding from nothing right now. Nothing's happening over here. So we come in and we res 2 people, which is fine. And now we're actually contributing to the fight now because we're not hiding for our res. Like, you don't hide for the sake of it, like we've been doing this entire time, basically. Mei is over there. She's all frosty. There's a nano-boosted Tracer running around, which is a very unusual sight to behold, but it's happening, you know. So, right now, we were trying to heal somebody that can't be healed, and we're also healing somebody while Transcendence is happening. As soon as Transcendence is happening, you just start damage boosting. Because you don't out-heal Transcendence, you know? So, we're sitting really far back, healing Zenyatta, he's critical HP. We don't want the other sort of support to die. Here's Tracer again, get fucked. And we won the round. So great, awesome, everything went pretty well. We could have been more actively contributing to that fight basically the entire time right there, but I've skipped like way too far ahead. No, I haven't. Wait. Well, we're missing a round. Whoa, that fucked me up so badly right there. I was like, did I just skip ahead like 20 fucking minutes? No, we actually don't. Don't actually have the first round. Oh, fucking hell. God, that freaks me out so badly. Alright. So, we're now going into the second wave of attack. But we were in the attacker's spawn, and I was like, what have I done? This is not correct. Fucking hell. Alright. So, we're attacking again. Our team is the same. So, that's great. Team is still fine. We won with this team comp, so it's all fine still. So all of the same, everything we said when we were attacking before is still true. We gotta be careful as we go in. We are healing people at full HP right now. You know, we don't want to do that. We're now damage boosting Soldier. We're sticking back out of the way. Awesome. We basically don't ever want to be in line of sight of the enemy team, so like even where we're standing right now is kind of like a little bit iffy, because you could be more flush against the wall, basically, and not risk being in line of sight from people standing over here, and you could still be damage boosting the Soldier. Basically, if you're playing Mercy, you don't want to ever be in line of sight of the enemy team. At all. So you, and like, you know, the temptation to like peek out and look around is always very high, but you don't want to do it. So we've gotten in the doorway right now. That's great. We've managed to kill their Reaper immediately, which is great. Zenyatta was, not standing in a legal position, it looks like, and he's dead now, so that's unfortunate, but we're winning this fight, so who cares, you know? Mercy just got pinned and killed right there, which sucks for her. We bowled over this point, there's nothing to say. We just ran in, we killed everybody, we're here now. We're gonna shoot the Zarya because we feel like it. Reaper, we just heard Reaper out there somewhere, but like, he doesn't want to be here. So it all went fantastic, awesome, great. I want you to push tab so that I can see if your team have ultimates right now, because, just push tab more often. You want to know when your team has ultimates. That's, like, information that affects how you play. Just, like, push tab more often. Also, generally speaking, just, like, look around more. We are doing a lot of, like, looking in one direction the entire time, basically, or, like, looking at the person we're tethered to. When we were, like, sitting back, hiding all the time, we were just looking over at the point. Just, like, look around everywhere, just in case. Just, like, bounce your face around every now and then. Just, like, no, flank, no, okay, great. Don't just keep looking in one direction. Just, like, look around more. Friend, you want to be like the rabbit in, like, the GIFs on the internet that's, like, freaking out and spinning everywhere. Because you are the rabbit when you play Mercy. You don't want to get taken by surprise, because that's how you die. So we're healing this man at full HP again, which we don't want to do. Reaper's popped out behind us. That's spooky. We don't want to res this Zenyatta. That's not an important enough person to res right now, honestly. We are now going in. There's a lot of hurt people around. Soldier is now attack visoring. We should be boosting him. We're healing him instead, but he's at full HP. Not to sound like a broken record or anything, but there's relatively few things to talk about as Mercy compared to other heroes, so it is like this like micromanaging stuff more than anything else. So we can just come over and start healing these people. Now there's a nano-boosted Zarya happening there. That's kind of scary, but it's not the end of the world, because she has no charge built up right now either. Mercy's just res 2 people over there. Here comes Reaper. We just caught a glimpse of him. Yeah, we want to get out right now, because, like, this fight's not going very well. We couldn't get, like, a huge res or anything, because everything's too scattered. you know. We don't want to res the Reinhardt because the rest of our team is, like, we don't have a full team here right now, actually. Like, Diva isn't in her mech, and somebody else is still coming back from respawning. So we're resing this person into a lopsided fight still. Here again, we're healing people while Transcendence is happening. This is when you start damage boosting. So I'm not big into that res right there. We are now starting to go in, the, like, slight bobbing that you're doing on when is just, like, kind of, like, freaking me out a little bit. So, self-destruct's happening over there. We just got out of the way. We'd much rather have our ultimate right now, wouldn't we? I would not have resed the Reinhardt because, like, it was still just, like, so lopsided, really, more than anything else.
That's still a good push, guys.
Either way, we got the first point, which is, you know, it's something. We didn't get any percentage on the second point, so I would expect this to be a draw, because getting the first checkpoint is not usually too difficult. It is usually getting the second point on Volskaya that's the hard one. So we now are defending on Volskaya. Our team comp has changed a little bit right there, as you see. This slight bob is just maddening. Oh my god, please stop. So, this is more general advice that's good when you're playing on defense, right? Which is why I haven't said it so far, but I've had it in the back of my mind this entire time. So, when you are on defense, this can happen on attack as well, but this is generally more what happens on defense. If you have somebody on defense that is generally going to be standing just in general, but typically defense, if you have somebody that's going to generally be standing very far away from the fight, like a soldier is generally going to be very far away on high ground. If you have a Widowmaker, she's going to be very far away on high ground. If you have a Pharah, she's going to be very high up in the sky. Torbjorn, hopefully you don't have a Torbjorn, but if you do have a Torbjorn, he's going to be very far away from the fight. These kind of people, just try and keep in mind roughly where they are at all times, because you can always use that person as a method of escape. Bastion as well is a really good one. Because if you just know where they are, they're always going to be far away. They're usually going to be kind of high up, because they want to have, like, vantage points usually. So it's usually easy to see them, and then you can just go to them as an escape route. So just try and keep in mind where those people roughly are at all points in time, in case you need to suddenly get out. So, anyway, now, we are defending on Volskaya. Soldier is just slightly out of line of sight. We are now here. You don't actually get to generate ult charge off of healing for the first couple of seconds in a game, so that actually bothers me when people do that. So, I am gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. I lied to you. However, I am going to be very uncomfortable for the next few seconds. So, we are the only healer, so we very much have to prioritize not getting killed. Which, I mean, sounds ridiculous, because fucking obviously, right? But when you're playing a support in particular, not dying is pretty important, and right now we're the only healer. And our team can't do very much self-healing. So try to avoid healing people that are purple, also, because you can't heal them because they're purple. The purple debuff lasts a fucking long time, to put it in academic terms. So, just be damage boosting somebody, and then as soon as I get it, you want to be healing them as quickly as possible, yeah. But again, we're trying to be as efficient as possible, so I just damage boost somebody and then switch over when it's off, basically. So, Reinhardt has performed an illegal maneuver, which is why he's over here right now, nearly dead. We're trying to save him. We have managed to save him. Fight's happening over there. We needed to try a little bit harder to save that guy, but he was pretty fucked regardless, realistically. So it's just Reaper back here. The rest of their team is dead, so we're not actually feeling very threatened right now. Reaper's now also dead. And we've built up most of Resurrect, so that's great. The enemy team's only got like 2 more pushes in them, maybe 3, probably 2. So it's good to have Resurrect for when we need it, when there's not much like time left, right? So Reinhardt not really performing legal maneuvers over here. He's pretty bad. Roadhog over here, almost dead. We got over to him a little late, you know, we gotta be like trying to get to that guy a little bit quicker, which is like, you know, awareness, I think, more than anything else. Reinhardt just died right there. We res the Reinhardt. I'd res the Reinhardt. That's fine. Symmetra has just built her teleporter, as we just heard, so that's great. And now we're kind of like, well, I didn't need to use the resurrect, did I now? But we didn't know that, so fair enough. So, you know, be damage boosting somebody. There we go. No, be damage boosting someone. Roadhog is fine to damage boost. Again, you know, don't heal these people at full HP. You know, it's a really big thing. This man's purple, you can't heal him. Again, we're not looking around right there, because, like, let's go back and look at that awareness thing, right?
I won't.
Oh fuck, Farah. By the time we're like, oh shit, Farah, she's landing in front of us to kill us. Look around more, because that's what happens when you're just like... So just everywhere. Look around, look up, look down, look back there, look over there. Flanker, flanker, flanker. Even if you don't think they have a flanker, just like look around like May, Junkrat, Bastion. You never know. You never know. So, Symmetra has built her teleporter though, so we're gonna get back quickly. However, we have died as the only healer. Now our team is starting to get chipped down and die because there's nobody there to heal them. Fortunately, the fight's still going well. We arrive and people are low HP, but they haven't actually been killed yet. So that's fine. Roadhog over there, he's getting killed. I honestly would prioritize Reinhardt over a Roadhog any day of the week, so that's fine. And we've managed to stave off the push just about. We've got the teleporter, so these people that are staggered will reinforce quickly enough. We've almost got Resurrect built up, which is good, because this game's almost over, as we can see.
Shot left at the portal.
Symmetra's telling us there's only one charge left, which is good information. We win the game. We didn't even have to worry about it. Does this include the play of the game? I don't think this actually includes the play of the game. Maybe just barely? No.
Hey, got him.
Who got it, at least, if nothing else? Who got it? It was Soldier. So we can infer roughly what happened with that one. So, biggest things that stand out. We do a lot of empty healing. Didn't talk about every single instance of it, but you'll see it. If you're looking for it, you'll see it. Don't hide unless you have to. Like, that whole first attack on the second point, we're hiding, like, the entire time. We don't need to be hiding for the vast majority of the time that we spent hiding, because there wasn't actually anything to hide from, really, at that point in time. So we could have just been contributing to the fight. And those are, like, the biggest things that stood out, really. There were, like, a couple times I would have probably rezzed sooner, just, like, to keep, like, the tempo up, basically. Overwatch is a pretty tempo-based game. But, like, you know, that's debatable. Mercy is kind of awkward like that, where, like, a lot of times you could debate, is it best to ult like this? Is it best to ult like that? And you'll never know, because they exist in alternate realities. Like, we don't know if rezzing the Tracer would have gone better than rezzing the two tanks. We know the two tanks didn't go well, but there's no guarantee it would have gone better otherwise. So, we'll never know, right? You just have to make the best guess you can in the moment, and a lot of the times, the thing is with Mercy as well, is a lot of times the best res that you can take is also sometimes just not going to be enough, because sometimes you're going to get the huge res, and then you're just going to get wiped after you res, and there's not really anything you can do about it. So that feels bad. I know specific information you were looking for was target prioritization, which I don't think really came up in this game to talk about that much. So I'll just say, like, briefly here at the end, the highest priority targets are anybody in critical HP. And it gets, like, difficult, but it's like, if you're healing a tank, right, like, people will go, oh, supports and tanks are the highest priority, which I mean, yeah. But, like, if you're healing one of them, like, if you're healing a Reinhardt, say, and you've gotten him up to, like, half HP, and you see a soldier walking around at critical HP, heal the soldier instead, because the soldier is at risk of getting one shot, Reinhardt isn't, so soldier is more important at that point in time. So people in critical HP are always more important than people who are not in critical HP, because you don't want someone to just randomly get one shot. And then after that, it is like supports, I think, then tanks. People will say tanks are more important than supports. Yeah, tanks are pretty important, but if your supports die, well, then everything tends to start falling apart because you can't heal people anyway, because your supports are dead. So I'd like supports, tanks, DPS, but anybody in critical HP takes priority because they're the ones at risk of suddenly dying. Whereas the Reinhardt that's like at half HP is not at risk of suddenly dying. Generally, sometimes still, like the Roadhog won't do it anymore. Maybe like their Widowmaker just shoots him and kills him because he's at half HP. Sometimes that'll happen. But generally, the half HP Reinhardt Roadhog isn't going to get one shot. Critical soldier, he will. Not dying, I mean, we've already got the basic idea of that. If anything, we're too afraid of dying. If anything, we should be going out there more often based on this game, because we spent a lot of time hiding when we didn't need to be hiding. So if anything, like, staying alive isn't an issue. It's knowing when you're not gonna die. There was the time right at the start of the video where we walked through the choke point and we're nearly dead because we're trying to heal the tank. Just don't walk through the gate. If you're low HP, don't poke your face out, because if you're low HP, your risk of just randomly dying is very high. So you just don't go in. Even if you're healing somebody, here's the thing. If you're playing a support, your life is more important than that person's life. So if you're low HP, you don't poke your face out, you don't risk your life to save somebody else. It's not your job to go to them, it's their job to come to you, because you're more important than them, frankly. So you don't poke your face out when you're nearly dead. You just prioritize healing first. And then you also don't like put yourself in a position where you're in danger. Like, you don't put yourself at high risk to try and save somebody else who has put themselves into high risk, because it's their fucking mistake. And you don't have to die with them because they've made a mistake. Those are like the typical reasons people die as a support, where they're like overextending to try and fix somebody else's mistake. Don't die with them. You're more important than them. So anyway, those are the biggest things that stood out to me the most in this match. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. Or I'll get my friend who mains support to answer for you instead, because she knows more than me. So yes, thank you very much for watching. And I fucked this up really badly. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful. God, what shambles.